And one thing that hit me so hard was that one day I was on the road with a pan of water on my head in my uniform. And those men that I supplied them with the clothes, they are in a big office, they are managers. Some of them see me in their car and they are like, Ethel, why did you allow your mom to waste all this money to go to college? And then you come and do this? You know, sometimes you have to hide. But then I said to myself, this is who I want to be.
Yeah.
Why would I want to hide my face for my dreams? My name is Ethel. I come from Ghana in West Africa. I came to Japan 11 years ago, 2010. I went to college. I did fashion in college. And after college, you have to serve the government for 1 year.
Really?
This is compulsory, yeah?
So everyone in Ghana, once you go to college, you have to work with the government for 1 year?
Everybody.
Wow.
For 1 year. It's like, I don't know how to say it, but you work so that when you want a job, you go, they know that you have a working experience. So it's part of your working experience.
Okay. So you went to college in Ghana and you studied fashion.
Yeah.
Why fashion?
Oh, I studied fashion because, you know, when you are in school as a young teen and you hear about fashion, everybody is like fashion, fashion, fashion. Fashion was all over. So I decided to learn fashion in school.
Okay, so is it that you wanted to be a fashion designer?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes. That was my dream.
Okay.
I would say that was my dream because now my dream have changed.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, so you went and you studied fashion. You wanted to be a fashion designer, but then you said you moved on to being a teacher. How did that come about?
Okay, because I did fashion when you are trying to do your national service, you don't choose what you want to do. The national service posts you to wherever that you want to go. They want to, like, they would be like, oh, you Sunday you have to go here, you Sunday you have to be this. So sometimes people become engineering, they end up going to another field. So they don't even look at what you did, they just post you anyhow. That's how it is.
Okay, so you got posted as a teacher?
Yeah, I was posted to a village from 10-hour journey from where I reside in Ghana. 10 hours to the place as a teacher.
Okay, what subject did you teach?
I was teaching fashion.
Oh, you were teaching fashion?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, both it linked, it connected,
yeah,
right?
I was teaching fashion.
Okay. So what from there? How did the braiding get started?
Okay, thank you for this question. The braiding, it all started one day. There was this particular lady that has a shop beside the school. So anytime that I close from school, I walk through the road and I see her. And she was a very, very, very good braider. Like, her work was on point, neat. So I always stay there and look at her. And look at the people that she works with. And I admire her strength, her courage doing that. And I said, no, because I studied fashion, I want to learn how to braid as a stylist and add it to the fashion, because you know fashion comprises of the hair, the body. Fashion is all about part of the body, the things that goes around the world. Everything is fashion. So I wanted to learn how to braid to be part of what I've learned already, and that's how I ended up becoming a braider.
Okay. So you would just pass the shop and check it out, and a lot of persons say that when an African does your hair, braids your hair, that's when it's neat. So you were getting the good, real, authentic thing in Ghana. Yeah. That's what you were seeing.
Yeah.
And what happened from that?
So what happened is that I just went to this lady. I said, Mom, I admire you from afar. I want to be like you, or probably be better than you. So I want you to teach me how to braid. And she's like, it's not a problem, I can do that, but you have to pay me a lot. Because it's kind of like a negotiation, you know, me trying to be better. So she wants to take a lot of money, but I didn't look at the money that she wanted to take. All that I needed was the knowledge and the skills. So I gave her the money that she requested, and she asked me to come the next day. I came, she wasn't there. I came the following day, she wasn't there. But I met the apprentice, the people that work for her. And so I asked where the woman is. They said, oh, she is sick, she's not coming nowadays. I said, no, I don't want my money to go in vain, and I don't want my passion to go in vain. So what I did was that I tipped all the apprentices in the shop, and I asked them to teach me how to braid. And so they asked me for a mannequin. I said I have it already. I was prepared. So I brought it and they started teaching me how to braid, and that's how it started.
Wow. And what I admire about that, Ethel, is that you saw something that you wanted and you went after it. You actually went into the salon and requested that they teach you how to do it.
Yes.
So wow, that's so nice.
Yeah.
So
what happened is that they started teaching me, and I went there for just a week, and I started doing it on my own, on my mannequin. So after teaching, I would go home, take my food, I wouldn't sleep, and I'll start learning. There was nothing like YouTube. We didn't have access to the internet.
Yes.
There was nothing. The smartphone, it wasn't like now that we have the iPhones. There was nothing like iPhone.
Yeah.
So in my mind, I picture everything in my mind and what they've taught me, and that's how I implement on the mannequin.
Okay. And how long did it take, would you say, to get better?
Oh, I would say when I was determined to do it, no matter what, I was determined. So within a week, I knew how to do the braids, but I didn't know how to braid tight from the root.
Yes.
So a month later, after the national service, I was done. A month later, a year, so I met them a month for me to leave the national service. So I went back to Tema, where I came from, and then I started sewing people men's clothes and started selling.
You went back to fashion.
I wasn't selling in the shop. Let me tell you one thing. I was selling on my head. I put the clothes on my head in my hand,
yes,
in a plastic bag, going to companies and showing my work pieces for them to buy.
Yes.
So I was doing all that. Then I was looking for a job. There is no job because in Ghana, you have to know, not in Ghana, Africa, you have to know somebody for you to be introduced to a job.
Yeah.
Because there are thousands of people, graduates, looking for a job. So who is going to hire you? Those managers have their siblings, have their friends, daughters, have people that they are waiting on a waiting list. So that's how I decided to sew and move to companies to sell my artwork.
Yeah, that's like in Jamaica, we say you have to have links.
Yes, connections.
You have to have some sort of connection.
That is it.
Yeah. So you were walking around with everything that you had sewn. So what are some of the things that you sewed?
I sew men's clothes a lot. And so with the woman, you know, you can't sew a woman's clothes and go out and sell. It has to be loose. So what I did was that when I go to the men, the women that I meet there, I take measurement of them. Those who want me to make the rest for them, I take measurements. Then I go home, do it, then I bring it to them.
Okay, I see.
That's what I did. So when I was looking for the job, I couldn't find a job, and I was doing that. I decided that I don't want to waste my dreams of becoming a hairstylist. So then I went to this shop on the roadside. It was a marketplace, a big shop, a big market. There are so many shops. Then this particular shop captured my heart. I went there. I told them I want to learn how to braid. I want to be a profession. I want to get a certificate. I want to do this. And they said, okay, we can help you, but then you become the last apprentice.
Yes.
And the last apprentice, your job is to wash, clean, is to fetch water, and we will send you everything that we want to do. You go out and do it. You run errands for us. And I'm like, okay, I can do that. And they said, you have to wear a uniform. And then when they mentioned the uniform, I was like, hey, I've been to college. And this is a marketplace, people know me, you understand? So me being in a uniform, people wouldn't understand. But then the owner of the shop was like, without uniform, I'm not going to let you come to the shop. But because I wanted something, I want to achieve a better dream, I went for it. I said I'll do it. So they asked me to the money, everything. There are some things that they would need from you, like you going to school, you know, pay for fees and everything. That's what they did. I paid for everything and I started in my uniform. And one thing that hit me so hard was that one day I was on the road with a pan of water on my head in my uniform. And those men that I supplied them with the clothes, they are in a big office, they are managers. Some of them see me in their car and they are like, Ethel, why did you allow your mom to waste all this money to go to college? And then you come and do this, you know? Sometimes you have to hide. But then I said to myself, this is who I want to be.
Yeah.
Why would I want to hide my face for my dreams? It wouldn't work like that. I have to do it. And I remember this particular girl who knows me. She was also in a salon, a different salon, opposite. And she was telling the other people that this girl has gone to college. She's a graduate. Look at her. And people started looking at me, you know, you being fresh, you being a newcomer in the shop, and people that know you trying to tell other people about you, where you've been and what you are doing here. But it never discouraged me. Never. It is a marketplace. You know Jamaica.
Yeah.
You go to the market, there are so many shops, cars are going, people that know you sees you and they are like, what is she doing there? Because the mindset of people is that when those who are, I wouldn't say illiterate, people that are less privileged are the people that go to the shop to learn how to braid because they don't have the money to go to school.
Right.
So they ended up being in the shop as sewing or being in the shop as a braider. And so people looking at me like, you being in college, what are you doing here? But girl, I never gave up. I was doing it because I knew what I wanted to achieve.
Right. And so you never gave up, and from that you transitioned from Ghana and learning how to braid in Ghana to now being one of the top stylists in Tokyo, Japan. So how did that transition take place? Okay, what happened is that I never dreamt of coming to Japan. Somebody would say, oh, she wanted to learn how to braid because she wanted to travel. That wasn't in my mind, but God opened doors and I traveled. I moved to Japan. And even when I moved to Japan, I'm telling you the truth, because I was in the shop for just a month. So imagine, some people go to school for 3 years to learn, and still it's difficult. You can't even learn what you went there for. So being just 1 month in a shop, you travel to Japan, it wasn't easy. But I remember when I came to Japan 2010, my mother went to work. I'm left in the house alone. And one day I just wake up from my bed. My mother said, you have to go to Japanese school to learn how to speak Japanese. So I went to this Japanese school, and on my way home, I went to a shop. In the shop there's mannequin. But the mannequin never have head. It's just the hair. No head. Okay. You know how they mold it. You know, some people buy the head and they put it on like a wig, but it's not a wig. So then when I went there, I saw all that and I said, why don't I purchase one of this? And one lady that I was in the school with was like, but Ethel, it has no head, it's just the hair. I said, doesn't matter. I can stuff it with cloth. Because I want to better the skills that the only month the skills I've learned, I want to better on it. And so I bought it, I came home. The next day when my mother went to work, I just wake up, I started praying. I said, God, today, not today. Today, no matter how difficult it is, I want you to help me to be able to do this hair. Wow. You get it? To be able to do it. And that is how it started. Amazing. I just wake up one day, I took the hair, I started braiding, I started braiding, I started braiding, I started braiding. Within 3 hours, it was perfect. Wow. I said, God, thank you for this. I just went out and bought the hair, braiding hair, that I want to test on somebody. What I'm able to achieve that 3 hours. And I called this lady, she came. And I said, what style do you want? She said, braids. I said, okay, I want to do braids with some cornrow, like a mohawk. But this is something I've never done on somebody before. And then I said, let's do it. Then we started. Girl, I was so happy for the outcome.
When I finished what I did, she looked in the mirror and the word she said was, wow. And I was happy for the fact that she said, wow. And the husband came to pick her up.
Yes.
The husband never recognized her. She's like, oh my God, who did this hair for you? She said, my friend that I go to school with. Who is she? She is that good? And she said, I'm even surprised because she told me she can't do it. And then she wanted to test on my head. And the husband was like, Ethel, can I open a shop for you?
What?
In Japan. The way you did my wife's hair, it's surprise. And I said, thank you. And then she went out. And everybody that sees her, who did your hair? Then she'll give my number. That is how I started selling myself.
I see. So it was really from just you doing your friend's hair from the Japanese school.
Yeah.
And then you did it so well.
So well.
After practicing.
I put my heart and everything to do that. And God just opened the door.
Yes.
That's how it happened. And I want to say this. I remember one day there's a lady from Ghana and somebody from the base wanted somebody to do a daughter's hair. And they were 2 children. And the lady said, I have somebody who just came from Ghana. I want her to do one of your daughter. Then you can give the other daughter to the person who always do it for you. And so when she told me, I was scared. But then I said it inside of me, you can do it. You can do all things.
Yes.
Why don't you do it? So I told the lady, you know I'm scared. This is American. I've never braided your hair. She said, Ethel, you can do it. So this lady brought the daughter to me. We sat down and I started braiding. And the other braider that was braiding the daughter's hair was doing, because I wasn't there. By then, the lady that introduced me to her said, Ethel, you have to be fat because the person is done. I was doing micro braids on that girl. But the lady was doing big braids, which I didn't know. But because she said she was almost done, I panicked. I'm like, what am I doing? I'm saying, the lady, the mother of the child said, don't worry. I have all the time. I'll wait for you to finish. And then I put effort. I did it. And today I am telling you that I look at the job that I did and I started crying.
Wow. Because
I saw that God gave me the strength and I put my effort. And you know what happened? The sister came back with the hair braided. And then I finished her sister's hair. She said, Mom, why didn't you let me wait and Ethel do my hair? The girl that was on the chair stood up and said, wow, my God, this is so pretty. And so the money that I charged, I was new in Japan. I didn't know how people were charging. I charged so less. And so when I finished the hair, she said, what you did from my heart, you did so good. So I will pay you double of what you've done.
Amazing.
And she gave me that money. And so when they went back home to Ombe, Sikoda, everybody that saw them stopped them. Who did your hair? And they were giving prices that I never charged them. Because they wanted me to have that level of, you understand what I mean?
Yes.
If I charged them $100, they were telling people she was charging me, she charged 200.
Yes.
They were like, oh my God, this is an amazing job. Who is she? A friend, she put it on Facebook. A friends in the state were trying to connect with her. Who did this amazing hair on your head?
Amazing.
And that was the biggest breakthrough. Because then people all over the base heard of Ethel, 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 and that was it.
Amazing.
That
so
was
pretty
my
much
journey.
just by word of mouth, that's how it started to get around.
Yes, that was my journey. And I want to say something to our ladies. Being Ethel today wasn't an easy job. Me being in Japan, you being independent, imagine you can work all the hours. So the few hours I work, I have a child, 5-month child in Ghana that I have to take care of. I have my life that I have to take care of. I have my dreams. So what I do is that I go to this Japanese company, I work in night. Then within the day, I travel to people's house to braid. All my life in Japan, I've been traveling to braid at people's houses. Some people treated me so bad. Wow. Other people treated me good. When the bad time came, I cried. Sometimes I come out from people's house and start crying. I look in the mirror and ask myself, why is it that they treat me so bad? You understand what I mean? But then I said it to myself that I'm not going to give up. No matter how somebody treats me, I am never going to give up. I will still push on to meet my dreams. I will still do what I have to do. And that kept me motivated. I started going little by little. People will stumble on you, but you fall, you rise again, and you move forward. You shouldn't give up because everybody will say negative thing about you. Just move forward because you have a dream ahead of you that you want to achieve.
Absolutely. And
that is what happened. I remember when 6 years later I went to Ghana. I got pregnant again. I came to Japan. Look at you being pregnant, the depression you are going through without a man. You waking up every 5:30 with your pregnancy, traveling 2.5 hours, sometimes 3 hours to people's house to braid. And some people, when after I braid, they will tell me, Ethel, I'm sorry, I don't have money. I should have told you, and I'll give you the money later. And the moment I leave, they never pay me. They keep my money. If it was somebody else, they would be like, I'm not doing this job again. But it never broke me down. It always motivates me that we have different people in the world. You will meet the ugly and you will meet the good people. No matter who you meet on the way, just strive and move harder and it will work for you. When Zion was with me, imagine a black woman, you having your baby at your back, early morning. I go and braid for people. Some people will be like, Ethel, can you wait? I have to cook for my husband. I have to do this. They will do it before I will continue. And through all that, sometimes I get home 1 p.m. And even my mother was mad at me that, why don't you stop this? I said, no, this is what I want to do. I don't want to give up. I've come so far. And Zion has been so good to me. All this while, Zion was with me.
Yes.
It was difficult task. So then, after 8 years, I decided to settle down. That I'm not going to people's house again. Not that because of the way some people treat me. I decided to settle down because Zion is 3 years, was 3 years. And, you know, moving with a child like that since she was born and all that, I said, this is the time that my child has to stay home and learn something so I can work home. And that's how I started working home. Now.
That's how you started working home.
Yeah.
I think it's very important that you have shared that part of your story, because there are many other women in Japan from all over, from Jamaica, from Ghana, from America, different places. And certainly when you just start out in Japan, there are so many challenges. And I have heard the stories. And for a lot of these women, they cannot see the light at the end of the tunnel. But for you, you're showing, you're telling us that you went through the struggles, and now, I mean, your business is flourishing. So many people know about you in Japan, and you're not able to say, yes, you know, things are better. It's a success. So I think it's important for you to share, for people like you to share your testimony, so others who are going through it will know that they shouldn't give up.
So never give up in life. That's what I'll tell anybody that is trying to achieve something. Never give up. You know, life is not easy. Life is difficult. Nobody will tell you life is easy. Life is very difficult, but in all, just pray to God and just move forward. Just have passion in what you do. Don't compete with anybody. Believe in yourself. Do your best. Even when it's not good for you, believe that you can do it. And do it and do it. Fight so hard. The more you fight, the more God blesses you. That's how God blesses. People think you sit down in your house and God will bless you. That is not right. God doesn't bless like that. God wants people that work so hard. God wants people with dreams. So the more you work towards your dream, the more the doors open for you. So never give up in life. Everything has an end. There is light in every tunnel. At the end of the tunnel, there will be a light. Now it's not easy. But at the end of the day, God is going to show His glory on you. So just work harder and never give up in life. Whatever you want to achieve, you can achieve through prayer and through your hard work. That's what I'll say.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Ethel.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you for sharing your stories with us. And some of the
too.
Services that you offer box braids, jumbo braids, cornrows, Ghana cornrows,
everything,
wigs,
name it, everything. I offer everything. And my door is open to anybody. You can book my your appointment on Facebook, African Braids by Ethel. My IG is African Braids by Ethel. You can see me there.
Okay, thank you so much, Ethel.
You're welcome.
I feel so inspired.